Hello and welcome back. Lovely to have you back in my lounge room. Today we are going to repeat the Harmonizing Yin and Yang movement, but adding a few extra depths to it. We've been focusing mainly on the outer structure of the movement. So now we need to see, well, how can we actually connect the movement a little bit deeper? There's a beautiful image that we often use in Tai Chi, and the image is of a tree. So imagine we're like a tree. We need our feet to be well rooted or well grounded into the earth. Imagine our body is like the trunk, and then the arms are like the branches, and the hands are like the leaves. So when we're doing our Tai Chi, to feel that groundedness through our feet, the trunk will only ever move a little bit, which we experience through this harmonizing yin and yang, but the branches will always move a little bit more, but the leaves always move the most. So that's a beautiful image to keep in mind as we're learning how to ground and that weight shift in our harmonizing yin and yang. Sometimes it's a bit tricky to remember all of this information in our Tai Chi. So there's a lovely point I'd like to introduce you, or perhaps reintroduce you to. It's called the Gallbladder 20 point. So in traditional Chinese medicine, this point says that it really helps to stimulate our thinking and improve our memory. How do we find the gallbladder point? If you interlace your hands and put your hands on your head, on the back of the head, and then wherever the thumbs touch, there's a little dint there, and that's the gallbladder 20 point. If that doesn't feel right for you in your shoulders, the other way of doing it is to keep the shoulders relaxed and actually just bringing the hands up and finding that same point, and maybe you could rub it in circles with your index finger if that feels a little bit better for you. If you know anatomy, it's actually the sternocleidoid, mastoid and trapezius muscle where it inserts, if that means anything to you. So in a lot of the Chinese practices, traditional Chinese medicine and Tai Chi, we tend to repeat things in multiples of 3, so 3, 6, 9 times. So it's quite lovely to help our memory to actually draw the circle, or very small circles, on this gallbladder 20 point 3 times, 6 times, 9 times. Perhaps we go one way and then we can rub it back the other direction. Whether it helps our memory or not, it's always quite lovely giving ourselves a head massage. All right, I'll invite you now to join me for some of the warm-ups. So let's dive straight into our warm-ups together. Again, you're the experts of you, so you take care of what you need to do for your body today. Standing, sitting, lying down. I'm going to stand today. Good girl, up, come on. There we go. Okay, so let's just find our lovely posture. So we're lovely and connected with the earth under our feet. But where is our weight on the feet? Just checking in. Put all of the weight on the heels and see how we shift our weight back. And then we put our weight on the ball of the foot, so just rolling our weight forward on the ball of the foot. So that's not right either. And then on the outside of the feet and on the inside. And then just finding a nice balanced place where when we see too much of the weight is back, we actually tighten the whole front of the body to stop us from falling backwards. And when we have too much weight forward, we have to tighten one side of the body so we don't move forward. So we don't want either of those. So imagine I had like a weight, and I just want to be literally between the feet. That's where the line of force would be, dropping down into the earth. Let's start with our neck exercise. Gently, arms rise into the chin. Push. Lovely. Lowering the neck, lowering the arm. And again, just checking into your own breath. Breathing out. Noticing when you breathe in and noticing when you breathe out. Last one. Sinking the shoulders, that's what floats the arms up. Into the chin. Down push. Lowering down. Okay, second one for the shoulders. Yesterday we talked about having the chi on the fingertips, on the index finger. So just bring our awareness there. And I think, did we talk about the eyeballs? If the eyeballs are straight ahead, keep the head upright and then just allow the eyeballs to float down with the hands, but the head remains upright. Because the yi leads the chi. The yi is the intention that comes out of the eyes, and just dropping the eyeballs down. I really like this one. Let's do one more. Gathering the chi. And allowing the eyes to lower. Good. Okay, holding our ball. Let's turn the spine, very small turn. And roll the ball over. And turning the spine. That's it. Roll the ball. And turn. And roll. So remember, the nose and navel are connected, and it's just such a small turn. If your kneecaps are moving, you're turning too far. Excellent. And coming back. Moving into the hips. So if you want a chair or something to hold on to, feel free to do so. And just tapping with the heel, hands down. Oh, the foot arms float up. Changing over, heel, and all of the foot, and change, heel, and all of the foot, and change. Remaining the same height as I move from my hip girdle. So moving from the hip, but trying not to bob up and down. Means we work a lot more in the legs. Heel. And all of the foot. All right, moving down into the knees, step forward, shifting our weight. And moving back. Change. Toes straight ahead and right forward and back. So it is important to keep that hip, that knee, and that ankle all in alignment as I move forward, but I can always see my front toe and moving back. Heel, toes straight ahead, moving forward. And let's do one more, either side. Push and yet pulling back. Final one. Pushing forward and pulling back. Great. Ankles, let's tap on the little toe or the big toe. Or some people prefer the outside of the heel, the inside of the ball of the foot. Outside, inside. Again, there's no weight on the moving foot. Outside, inside. Okay. Stretching the hands and relax. In and out. Open and close. What we haven't done for a while is rub the hands together. If you've got glasses, pop your glasses on your head. And we're going to transfer just the warmth from the hands, not actually touching the eyes, but just cupping over the eyes. So you're not touching the eyes, but allowing the radiant heat from the lao gong, from the center of the palm. I've got my eyes closed under my hands, letting the heat permeate deep into the eyes. And when the heat runs out, get some more. The idea is the warmth actually increases the blood supply to different parts of the body. And that will allow more fluid and blood into the eyes. So if the eyes are a bit tired, hopefully it'll make them a bit brighter. Great one if we're watching telly late or using computers or screens or things like that, just to help moisten the eyes. Okay, let's run through. We haven't actually run through the whole set yet of the Tai Chi for rehab because we haven't done the cloud hands back the other way. So we need 3 steps to your left. So let's put it all together. We'll see how we go. So again, beautiful connection with Mother Earth under our feet. Relax the abdomen. And I can bring the breath deep into the body. Focus. Let's begin. Adjust. Rising up. And sinking. So it's 3 breaths in and out. Then trying not to bob up and down. Just allowing the breath to expand the hands. Gently contracting the pelvic floors as we breathe out. Last one. Cloud hands to your left. So left hand up. I'll try to be a mirror. Stepping left. Turn dantian. Stepping in. Stop. The lao gong points past each other. And turn dantian. Lovely. Step left. Stop. Swap. And turn. Step. Stop. Swap. And number 3. Step. Stop. Turn. Stepping in. Stop. Swap. And we come back for 1 breath in. Now harmonizing yin and yang down into your left hip. And lift the wrist and dantian moves the hands across to the right. Dantian moves the hands up from the left shoulder and fingers point to the wall, opening up the opposite foot as a block. Coming back. Now dropping the hands, turning dantian, drop the hands into your other hip. Lift the hands and float across to your left. Up in front of the right shoulders and fingers around in a circle. And open up your left toes as dantian turns as a block. And back. 1 breath in and out. Cloud hands back to your right. Right hand up, step right. Turning dantian, stepping in. Stop. Swap and turn. Step. Swap. Turn. Lovely. Step. Swap. Turn. That's number 2. Number 3. We come back. We do 3 breaths in. Forward, low. Breathing in, feet together, breathing out, and relax. Let's go through the whole set once more from the beginning, because we sort of need to lock in, what direction I move and how many times do I do things. So basically, we often repeat things 3 times in our Tai Chi. And I did get a lovely email, someone who was exploring why is it number 3 in the Chinese culture. And there was lots of different reasons why number 3. Perhaps I'll share some of that email with you when I send out the Zoom link. So I think it's quite lovely to, explore the numbers from a historical perspective, thinking about the Chinese culture and why would they always do things 3 times instead of 4 or 2? What's that about? So lots of little rabbit holes we can go down when we're exploring our Tai Chi. All right, this will be our last run through for the week. So my invitation is to relax and enjoy the experience. Focus. Let's begin. Your own time. Gentle resistance. And gentle resistance as we come. Lovely. Cloud hands left. Left hand up, stepping left. 1. 2. That's number 3. Beautiful. Open and close. We always begin on the left, so that's why I turned Dantian and dropped the hands down to the left side. And Dantian pulls the hands. Dantian brings the hands up. And Dantian turns the fingers away. So Dantian turns everything, including my toe, and coming back. Open and close. So down into the right side, Dantian turns, drop the hands. And Dantian turns, it draws the hands across. Good. Dantian brings the hands up and turn. Weight to the side. Opening up your left toe. It's Dantian turns. And coming back. 1 breath in and out. Cloud hands back to the right. So right hand up, stepping out right. Step. Stop. Lovely. Remember both hands moving at once. Sherlock. And change the hands. The 2. Step. Swap. This will be our last one. Finishing in the corner we begin. Coming back for our 3 breaths in and out. Open and close, a bit like the Greek orchestra or something. The Greek chorus, is it? Yes. in and out. Oh, no rush, it's just the out breath. No rush, it's an in breath. No rush, feet together. Well done, well done. Okay, let's go through the whole set. And again, let's focus on one aspect. How about we focus? I really like that focus on Dantian because I think it keeps us centered, it keeps us connected with the movement. So literally, find your belly button, 3 fingers below the belly button is Dantian, but it's not superficial, it's not at the skin level, it's inside a little bit. And if you drilled a hole through Dantian, you come out at a place called Ming Man. So it's like a 3-dimensional space. So let's keep our awareness there and just feel how when I turn there, if my hands are beside me, we can try this. If I turn Dantian, see the hands have to turn. If I turn Dantian the other way, the hands have to turn. So all we're doing is learning how to integrate and move our body as a whole. And our body knows how to do that. But we're just reminding it or rebodying it, not reminding, but rebodying. All right, focus, body upright. Bring the awareness into Dantian. Let's begin. Always the left foot that separates out. And adjust. Commencement form. Focus on the Dantian as we take 3 breaths in and out. So the Dantian expands, which expands the whole body. And the Dantian relaxes, which relaxes the whole. Last one, expand. And relax. Your left hand forward, right hand down, turning slightly right. Stepping out left, cloud hands. Dantian turns everything. Stepping in, stop. Swap the hands. And turning Dantian, allowing the body to follow. Beautiful. Stepping out. Stop. Swap. And then as I shift the weight, my left hand is up. Good. Dantian turns. Step. Stop. Swap. My right hand is up as I turn to the right. Last one, left. Change. Left hand up. Turn Dantian. Stepping in. Stop. Swap and turn Dantian. Beautiful. Back into our center. Focus on Dantian. It's harmonizing yin and yang. Hands float down. Focus on Dantian down to the left hip. Lift the wrist and Dantian turns, which brings the hands across to the right hip. Dantian turns, which brings the hands in front of the shoulder. And Dantian turns, hands to the side. Turn, opposite toe turns, and back to our center. Great. One breath in. And out. Dantian down into your right hip. Lift the wrist and Dantian pulls the hands across. Excellent. Lift the wrist. And the back swing to swing forward, up. Weight over to that right leg, fingers to the right. Open up the left toe as I come back to the midline like a block. Dantian turns. Dantian turns back, brings everything back together. Open and close. Cloud hands back to our right, weight left, right hand up. Stepping out right, shifting weight, step, stop, swap, and turn. Stepping out, stop, swap, turn, Dantian, swap, and turn, Dantian. Good. Last one, step out, right, stop, swap, and turn, stepping in, stop, swap, and coming back to our center. Again, 3 breaths in and out from Dantian, gently contracting the pelvic floors as we breathe out. Breathing in, gently contracting the pelvic floor. And out. Pass the ball forward. Close the form. Breathing in, feet together. Shaking out. Now, that's looking good, but I'm just going to have a little guess that the most challenging move is harmonizing yin and yang. There's a lot going on there. So how about we go through that harmonizing yin and yang, just to really clear up any doubts we might have. Again, we always start with the left side in Tai Chi. So I'm assuming that that's your left. So I'll try to be a mirror. Okay, so we need a lovely wide stance. Our feet are under the shoulders and our toes are directly ahead. I don't think you can see my toes. There we go. So we do an open and a close. So remember that the hands would drop straight down, but because I turned Dantian, that's how the hands, it's like I'm carrying a box down to my hip. If I drop the fingers and lift the wrist, then the Dantian, it's like the fingers are just running through water. This Dantian brings the hands across to the right hip. And then Dantian moves and it brings the hands up in front of the shoulders, elbows are down, and I swing the fingers around, fingertips point to your left, weight is on the left. Open, turn Dantian and let your right toes open up about 45 degrees as I block, palms are blocking, and come back to our center, good. Open and close, and this time I'll come a little closer so you can see better. So down to the right, so Dantian will turn, excellent. Drop the fingers or lift the wrists, whatever feels right, and Dantian turns. That's how the fingers float across to the other hip. Drop the fingers and Dantian brings the hands up in front of the shoulders. So we swing backwards like the swing. We swing backwards to go forwards, up, over the top, and shift the weight to that side. And then it's, my hands are in place, they don't move. Now Dantian turns and see how the hands just move with the body. My toes moving, excellent. Dantian comes back and I breathe in, breathe out. Let's do one more either side because it's so much fun. Left hip, drop the fingers, float across to the right. Good. Up in front of the left shoulders and swing the fingers. Fingers point to the left, weight left. Turn the Dantian and open up those right toes. You're on the heel of the right foot. Come back. Excellent. Open and close. Last one. Down into the right hip. Drop the fingers, lift the wrists and float across. Kind of graceful movement, isn't it? Drop the fingers, drop the wrist, no, lift the fingers, you know what I mean. Swing back to swing forward around in a circle and weight right, fingertips facing right. Open up Dantian, it's a block. Good. Come back. To breathe in and breathe out. Pass the ball forward. Close the ball. Feet together. Well done. That's terrific. Very happy with that. We do need to start our cool downs. Dropping down. It's a hip, a knee, and an ankle exercise. It's gravity, dropping the hands, maybe the sides, maybe the tops. Whatever feels right. Okay. Stretching the toes, stretching the fingers, and relax. Breathing in, stretching, and release. And relax. Gathering the chi, gathering the breath in, bringing the breath down, nourishing every cell of our body with oxygen. With chi, arms up, and breathing out. Lovely, last one. Feeling that lovely roundness helps to stretch our shoulder joint as well. How about we finish with a bit of a chi wash? So hands at Dantian, because we've been focusing a lot. Bringing the hands up over the top of the head. We can go past those memory bumps at the back of the head. That feels nice. Down the neck, round to the kidneys, down the back. Keeping our spine upright, down the legs, up. And I like to take a breath at Dantian. And again, arms up, over the top. Feel those gallbladder 20 point, that memory point, nice. Down the front, around to the kidneys, down the back, and moving up. Number 3 up. Over the top. Down the front, right around. Kidneys, down the outside, and just taking a breath in and out. Fabulous, shaking out. Okay, I'll invite you to come and take a seat a bit closer. And again, if we cool down quickly, depending on where we are in Australia, that might be important, it might not. So it is an opportunity. We can sit either gazing down at the floor or closing the eyes, whatever feels right for you today. Because we've been focusing on Dantian, let's bring our awareness to Dantian. As I'm sitting here, perhaps my hands have naturally gone to touch Dantian or not, that's fine. But what do I feel at Dantian? Is there any warmth there? Or is it hard to feel anything there? A lot of people talk about the pit of our stomach. I'm not sure whether that's the same spot of Dantian, but it's that sort of vicinity. Does it feel at ease or does it feel a bit tense and a bit tight? Is the breath naturally flowing down to expand and relax Dantian? Or with my breath, is Dantian not moving? That's okay as well. Just an opportunity tonight. So if it feels okay, let's take 3 breaths in and out. And if the hands are touching Dantian, just observe the very gentle rise and fall of the hands as the Dantian rises and falls with breath. We're finished, just gently opening our eyes, having a stretch, changing our posture. Well done. Harmonizing yin and yang is a complex movement. So if you still feel you don't quite get it, that's quite okay. Again, you can always go back on and have a look on the YouTube channel and re-watch this video, or back on the Facebook site to watch this video so you can keep practicing. And again, there's all those different ways we can practice. You could just watch the video and imagine yourself doing the movements, or follow along with the video. So the more we practice, the easier it becomes. But what I would like for you to really contemplate, because we're moving our body in ways that perhaps you haven't moved for a little while, is we talk about a 2-hour pain rule in Tai Chi. When we've been doing any exercise, it's a really general rule, when we've been doing any exercise, just check in 2 hours after you're finished the exercise and just notice how the body's feeling. If there's lots of aches and pains 2 hours after finishing exercise, perhaps you've overdone it a little bit. And next time, just back off a little. Perhaps you'll do some of the warm-ups in seated, or not move as far, or take a bit of a break. But any sort of, feeling of the muscles up to that 2 hours after exercise, that's okay. But if, for example, you notice you wake up the day after our Tai Chi practice together and you can really feel the Tai Chi affecting the body, like you're really feeling tired from the Tai Chi still, that indicates you've perhaps overdone it. So please do listen to your body, not just during the Tai Chi class, but also 2 hours after the session, so you can gauge, next session I need to work a little bit harder, or perhaps I need to back off. It's quite lovely to have a guide like that, but it is only a guide. Again, if you ever feel like a sharp shooting pain, that's a different story. That really needs to be addressed. Thank you so much for your time and energy today, coming into my lounge room and inviting me into your home to play some Tai Chi. I hope you enjoy getting more and more familiar with this harmonizing yin and yang. As we begin, let's end with our Tai Chi salute. Stay well.